I just got a major. Cool. Before we see GFriend, we want to take a minute to thank our sponsor for today's video, Skillshare.
Woo!
That echoed. You echoed into the ether. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's an online learning platform with structured video lessons on thousands of topics, from music to cooking to sports and more.
If you're interested in learning an instrument, music theory, improvisation, or even how to mix and produce your own music, there's plenty of lessons online on Skillshare to help teach you to do that.
An annual subscription to Skillshare Premium is less than $10 a month, which in our opinion is a really good deal for the amount of things you can learn in just 1 month using Skillshare.
The first 1,000 of you to sign up using the link in the description will get a free trial to Skillshare Premium. Thank you, Skillshare.
So you are now reacting to the 6-member girl group GFRIEND and their 2020 release, Crossroads. The lyrics of Crossroads discuss the sadness and regret of a lost friendship and the longing to see that person again. Because the song discusses the path taken to get to this point, the music video has references to their previous music videos. So like at the beginning, when she sees a butterfly and then like trips and falls off a building. That's happened before in their song Fingertip, in which they are chasing after each other with guns and some are betraying each other, and it's like this really big, massive, futuristic, magical shootout type thing.
Period. I'm sorry, what anime are we in?
Exactly! Some fans theorize that the girls started off as a group of close friends, but then came upon an enchanted lake when they went on a journey that gave them powers, which only drove them to become unhappy and envious of each other. Which leads us to this music video in which they stand at a figurative crossroads, wishing to go back in time to make things right again, but being unable to do so without consequences.
Sounds like my
life. The song is composed by No Ju Hwan and Lee Won-jung.
This one's for you. This one's for me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how kind.
Wait, isn't it like about like the regret of lost friendship? Are you saying something happened? Did
That's not
something
very-
happen, Rafi?
I take it
I think
back,
we should
that's
start the
not very
song now.
kind.
BFFs.
Oh. It's a loud butterfly.
Pretty.
No! Ah! No!
Wow, this is beautifully shot.
This is like a movie? Shit.
Whoa, that's really freaky.
That was very interesting. I loved how the sound stopped.
Yeah, this sudden. Well, I like how we hear the open fifth, but the major sneaks in afterwards.
You know it's gonna be emotional when it's in D flat major.
Oh.
Yeah.
Resolve.
Oh, she didn't.
Now we're gonna resolve. I love how everything feels like it can resolve.
So if you just travel back in time, or wow, is this a GFriend song? Even the way that it lands on like a different chord, that's very GFriend. There are no complaints here.
Meanwhile, the other reactors.
This is like 90s.
It sounds exactly like an anime
intro.
opening. Like literally.
Flashback to the start of Henry and Charlotte's film session.
Anime's great.
Okay, yes, Henry. The very first thing that you're going to be saying is anime, so you don't need to rub it in.
Am I really?
Unless, if you yell out anime, you owe me $5. How about that?
I'll take your bet.
End of flashback.
$5! I want to keep these $5!
That's a completely different vibe from that beginning video.
Sounds like J-pop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does.
We can tell it's the pre-chorus because it's going ba ba ba. Double.
I just got a major. Cool.
So they wanted to resolve in G minor, but it went into
Interesting,
G
the bass didn't change that.
flat instead.
Oh.
That's like some Poulenc-y, early 20th century technique right there. Oh. And then we go back to the... What are the keys? The song moves too much. What is the tonal center?
Wow, this harmony's all over the place.
Did we perhaps reference this sounds like the opening credits of an anime?
Can you give me $5?
No. I don't have $5 to spare.
These melodies are just so beautiful. I also love this like lower 6 harmony. It's just great. Ooh.
If y'all change keys one more time.
Oh, that was
Wow.
cool. When in doubt, power of the voice.
It was not a key change, but yet when they started that line, it sounded like they were in some other world.
Oh. Wow.
Headcanon, they played too much Among Us as friends, and it just tore their friend group apart. They're like, kill me in the med bay one too many times. We're not friends anymore.
What an overwhelming experience.
That was extraordinary. I loved that. So I couldn't really piece together the story.
So that was interesting. You seemed to pay more attention to the video and how anime it sounded, and you kind of caught in on the fast-moving harmony.
Yeah.
I just attempted to.
Yeah.
How they were doing the things they were doing.
What emotion would you say fast-moving harmony evokes in general? Or maybe in verses in here?
I would say it depends on the kind of fast-moving harmony.
Yeah, for sure.
How it's moving. So like something like this, or like first section of the chorus, they were in B flat, and they had like this walk up going up to 5, and instead of going to 1, they went to like flat 6 major, so like G flat major. I think I might be like a half step or something off, but like those Roman numerals at least. Just that change right there, like just brings a lot of life into it. It's like, oh my gosh, we're in this new brighter key center. Like combined with like the really driving beat in there is just like really hype the entire time.
I felt like it was really uplifting, even though I'm trying to remember what the song's about, because Crossroads is probably like they're trying to like rekindle their so they're trying to like open something back up. They're trying to like remember this. Felt very retro.
They're trying to trigger some nostalgia.
Yeah, like nostalgia, and then be like, this is lit because like they're using like lit musical devices.
I didn't even know how to talk about the music. They changed so damn much. I don't know what happened. It was, wow.
Really? It like changed, but it was still exactly the same.
How so?
I felt like even when they modulated and stuff, they would still have the same like motifs and whatnot.
Yeah. I think that's what made the modulations more dramatic, was because the fact that there wasn't really any preparation for them. They just kind of just went into a new key, and I was just like, but there was like, I like how they did it. They did in a way that somehow connected it, but like I wasn't ready. She just would switch, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
they were so fluid with the keys, and it felt like they had their own theory, their own musical theory, that they kind of like, the way that I listened to the Beatles, like they didn't necessarily have the classical theory, but they built things up that made sense to them. And so it's like Chick Corea or just other musicians that sort of work within history and then outside of history, but in a way that makes sense to them, so it makes sense to us. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, for me, the connection I found was Poulenc, because he would write things that sound like, oh, I'm making fun of like Mozart, very
a neoclassical,
and then adds these bizarre
yeah,
modulations or just
right,
wrong chords, but
yeah,
they're right in Poulenc's language.
That's what it was. It was the synth strings.
The strings were good.
No, they drove me nuts.
I thought it was sweet. I thought it was cute.
Like the really synthy sounding strings doing like that, ba, ba, da, da, and like, yeah, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I think that's what it was. I think that's what killed the song.
I agree with both of you because the strings like add its characteristic to this song, right? And like it's nice to hear a K-pop group that like uses so many strings.
But it's like the fake strings.
They use fake strings, yeah.
Yeah, no, that kills me.
I'm not a string player, I can't tell.
I can't get with it when it's over auto-tune.
I really can't tell.
Like, really?
I'm like, it all sounds the same to me.
Oh my God. Literally, even like it was the string sound, it was like the string rhythms, with the boo, 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 boo. And I'm like, we're literally just in an anime intro this whole time. It sounds like I'm watching Sword Art Online. Like, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. That's what we're going for with like the storyline and everything.
Okay, so like if that's what they're going for, well done. You achieved your goal, like you did the thing. It's just not my vibe.
I mean, that's the thing. Would I be listening to this on the regular? No.
Yeah.
But can I appreciate that it's a cool song? Yes. I think it's really cool and just like well done. It's just so complex. Like I just liked how they were able to go through like different ranges of not only the tonal center, but like their voices too in a way, and like do it in harmony. Like a lot of the times they would change, they would be in harmony while changing. So I just thought it was impressive overall.
And you can't tell me that this is not absolutely just a Japanese cartoon.
Like, cartoon?
I don't know. You told me I can't say the word. I'm not losing this bet. Not losing this bet.
I didn't take you up on it, so you can't do that to me.
I'm just gonna like key you in like a buzzer. Like,
oh, you got it.
It really is an
anime
song. You know, like I really feel like it could fit in the intro of an
anime.
Oh, just all of it just was screaming
anime.
I might be able to figure out why this sounds like
anime.
If you don't mind me going back into the chorus really briefly.
We have time.
But I feel like they use a certain kind of chord progression that I got to talk about with some of my students. I did like, one of the intro things I did was, we listened to the Axis of Awesome 4 chord song, and I found this cool video of Israeli band that figured out like a chord progression that's heard in anime all the time.
He said it.
Oh, he did!
Oh no, I said it. Okay, that's $5. I hope you recorded that. Which is literally the chorus melody. I don't know if that's what they're using in there, but it's a really popular 4-chord progression to go 6, 7, minor 5, 1, and a butt ton of
anime
songs and intros. That's, I think, why it evokes that
anime
song, is because it's using that chord progression that you hear in a lot of
anime
songs.
Yeah, I need to take a shot every single time y'all mention anime opening.
have more people mention that?
Yeah, mentions it.
That's
it's true.
So funny.
It's true, it does. The instrumentation, the harmony.
Literally. And also like how the song is created in terms of like begins with the hook, then an instrumental where the title would normally come in, then it's like the moody verse, then it's the energetic chorus. This is like down to a science. Something that's really cool about the formula is what they do with the bridge sections, or what they do with the song that wouldn't be in an anime opening, and hearing how they used isolated vocals and used more of what made the song really catchy and good was something that made me really happy to hear, which is her voice, especially that like half a second isolated vocal, followed by harmonies, followed by the instrumentation coming right back in. That was so much fun to listen to.
I love the harmonic movements. But overall, it sounded like something I was really familiar with because I do listen to a lot of J-pop. I also really like the rhythmic energy of this. There's this like da 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 strong beats going pretty constantly.
I would love for you to dive into the chord progression and figure it out, because there's something about this song where the texture is so similar throughout, but it's all about the harmony that keeps me like listening and engaged. So do you want to dive into it? And
Oh my god, it's super complicated. I don't know why it can be like so smooth and going to the chorus, because it has nothing to do, like it's D7 going to G flat. What? Like this? And then I forgot. You say like something like that. And then it's just like fuck. That kind of thing. But in the middle it's so weird, I cannot analyze. It sounds like a little bit like, yeah. And I can hear a lot of resolution that can be added inside, like this kind of sound that we're often used in J-pop. I don't know.
Okay, so what was I talking about during the reaction? The whole, oh, it's supposed to go to G, but it ends up going to G flat. Well, you know, GFRIEND, get it? Because the key to G. Yeah, they do things so fast, it's hard to sort of, I mean, even I had trouble with some of the other stuff. But what I did catch was that there's this, you know, lots of chords, whatever, something like that. And then eventually it goes into this moment. And when we hear this chord, even if you're not trained in music theory, our brains are used to it resolving something like this. Let's do that again. Because it's like when you hear, you know, like, you've probably heard this example, but it's such a good example because that is ingrained to our souls, our musical brain, just by listening to all the music we've heard in our lives. So when we hear this, it sets up a minor. But what happens if we go, it feels like a different world. Yeah, and the greatest thing about that is that the melody note that's the first note of the chorus actually shares the same, yeah, it's a common tone with G minor. So you could have done, but it's different. See, I'm doing it. That was a very GFRIEND-like melody right there. But instead, they, you know, GFRIEND, you know, they've had so many comebacks. So at this point, they're like, we're gonna up it a notch. You know, it's a different world. It feels like a different part of this musical universe. It's like we've just gone light speed, and where are we now? Thank you.
Never take a bet with Umu. Never take a bet with Umu.
Yeah, no. Classic song. Oh my god.